I'm still here. Just it's been crazy for the last year and a half ish. So I'm gonna try and get back into making more videos. But first, a how-to on the Phoenix hop-up. Boys, this is gonna be fun. So this has been asked for me from a good while, and people are actually waiting on this video. So I'm hoping to get it out as soon as possible. What I'll probably just end up doing is just cutting out some of the actual footage of it shooting. Y'all just gonna have to take my word for it, or just ask to make a video of me shooting all 4 MTWs that I've got here, all of them with Phoenix hop-ups, and I'll gladly do so if I still have them. So we're gonna start off with my personal MTW. As you can see, I have the Phoenix hop inside it, okay? And done. Alright, so, because a lot of people don't realize how short my barrel is, this is the length of the barrel I normally use. So, not to fear any, cause any havoc or anything like that. So, as you can see close up, if the camera can actually focus somewhat on it, you see that I have the G&G green bucket in here. I like to use that one. There is no go-to combination for this type of setup. Everybody has their own preferences. Everybody has their go-tos for other setups. It just so happens that the G&G green for me, with this particular barrel, worked just fine. So, the best way to do sort of adjustments is when I first look at the Phoenix. Well, I've already backed out the tension and had it set, ready to readjust. I will actually screw the retention portion in until you actually see the actual end of the tension touch the bucking itself. Reason being, it gives you a good setup point, because stock hop-ups, that's usually where it ends up sitting. And you can also tell by looking on the inside that the bucking is not overshadowing inside where the BB drop is. Because if it's overshadowing it, that means the bucking lips are too long. You may need to tremble down, or you may need to slide the barrel out because it's too far. I've reset my Phoenix hop position just so that way I can show y'all how to do it. And if you do not have the adjustment tool, you can use a flathead, or in my case, I'm going to use my finger. So I've reset mine all the way back, just so I can show y'all how it actually works. And by doing so, you get a much better idea of how it all actually works out, as well as, you got an idea of what needs to be done in order for it to sit right. So I'm grabbing some BBs, so that way I have some as a reference point, and we'll go from there. If you don't have this tool that comes with the Phoenix hop-up, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. You can use a little tiny screwdriver, or in some cases, for me, I end up just pressing my finger down and rotating it myself. So, with the hop-up all the way out, it's not going to be this far out all the way. But there was absolutely no reason for it to just be this far out. You drop a BB in, and with some kind of, if you need to chop an extra unjamming rod that you don't need or anything like that, I use a little tiny Phillips head. You go in and you push the BB in. Now, ideally, you do not want it to give you little to no resistance, but at the same time, you don't want to sit here and make it the immovable object versus the unmovable rock, whatever setting it is. You don't want to sit here and have to go to war with it just to get it to pass through. So, for me, it popped straight through. That was way too easy for me. Again, I'll push it further back. Oh, it's all in camera view. Now, as you can see, went straight through. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that it was that easily to push through. So now, using the adjustment tool, and I'm doing this the way I like to do my setups. So what I do is I'll actually screw in this hop-up, screw in the bucking tension all the way to where it meets like it butts up against the hop-up bucking. I always start there. So now, if I put a BB through and try again, it's a little bit tighter, but it's a little too tight for my personal taste. If it works out for you, that's fine. You don't have to do any story things like that. So in my case, what I would do is counterclockwise, because righty tighty, lefty loosey. I do half a turn. Then I go back, set it in, and try it out. So if you needed to, if it's closer to what you desire, but it's not quite there yet, then instead of doing a half a turn back the other way, only do a quarter turn. Then you go back in, set one in, and then check for the resistance. Again, you don't want it to be stupid loose, and you don't want to sit here and try to, push the main lines in order for it to go through. You just want it to sit here and just feed just fine. What I'll probably will have to do is a separate video with the adjustments I've made on mine to show you what to look for as far as shooting. But the main things you want to look for is if it is double feeding your ammo, that means it's too loose, meaning you need to tighten it down some. If it's not feeding at all, that means that the tension is too tight and you need to back it off. Another tip as far as trying to do the adjustments, if you have the Aero stock or the CO2 stock, do not waste your CO2 or your tank on that. No, don't. Grab yourself, if you still have your spare airline, grab your spare airline, swap it out on your engine, and go that way. One, you're going to save yourself CO2 and you're going to save yourself air that way. Two, you may have to go in and out of these a couple more times for the shooting part. As far as me being in the office, I'm not going to be shooting it in here. I don't have to worry about that. It's when you actually if you have to actually go out to the field to get your range set up for your hop-up, better off having that spare airline so that way you can actually plug it into the tank, try it out, do any sort of, quarter turns or eighth turns adjustments to your hop-up, and then go in that way. Almost forgot. If y'all want me to do another video on exactly how this build is, parts-wise, from front to back, let me know. I can either do out a parts list, or I can actually do a whole separate video on this build itself. Now, this long boy itself is more suited for a DMR style build. So it's got a thing on top of it as well, and we can actually break this one down as well. Now, as you can see on this length of a barrel, and you can see that he's got a light blue / white bucking, so that's the Macron. I believe it's either 60 or 70, I'm not quite sure. But for his adjustments, his adjustment tension, just from the looks of it, looks more in flush with the Phoenix hop-up, whereas mine's a little bit recessed. Again, each bucking is different. Some will be need a little bit more tension. Some of them will not need as much, if not any. You will do the same sort of things. You'll push up against it and then readjust that way. So if you actually see where, back it up a little bit. If you actually see where the tension ends, it's actually like a tad bit further back than the G&G green. So, like I said, each bucking is different, and they'll require different tensions for different setups. Again, it's something that you have to be willing to take the time to adjust. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Then you'll be those that, you know, have spent all this money and all of a sudden it just doesn't work for you, and things like that. It all comes down to are you willing to put in the time to adjust it, or, you know, or you're going to send it off to somebody to have it adjust for you that has the time to do it. It's all down on preference. The stock hop-up works just fine. The Phoenix hop-up is one of those, if you are willing to make, I put that in correctly. If you are willing to put in the extra time to squeeze out that extra bit of performance, go for it. If you're not willing to do that, you don't have to. Again, the custom build MTW that I'm about to send off to somebody, minus the blade, that was staying with me. So now, this particular hop-up setup has the Silent Industries hop-up arm in it. So, that's another thing that you can factor in on it as well. Some people prefer it, some people don't. I personally, I like having my own custom nubs placed inside there, so I have the standard arm, whereas this one has the Silent Industries hop-up arm in there for him. Again, he's using a G&G green bucking, and as you notice, his is right up against the Phoenix hop-up tension system. There's no perfect combo, the go-to combo for it all. Everybody has their own opinions, and that's part of the game. That's what makes it fun. There is no set way of doing things. If there's a way for you to do something and it works for you, it works for you. In short, the Phoenix Hop is more for people that are willing to put in the time and effort to do any sort of adjustments whatsoever. To get more accuracy on it, and if you're willing to put in the time. That's going to be the major thing as far as, do you want to get it or not? If you just want a simple drop-in solution that you don't have to worry about anything, go for the stock hop-up. If you want to put in the time to get it, to get that more accuracy, get the groupings and things like that, and you're willing to spend the time on it, go for the Phoenix. If you're not really willing to do it, stick with the stock hop-up, change out the bucking nub to your desires. Changing one part at a time and not try to change everything all around it and trying to figure out why it doesn't work that way. So, in the end, again, the Phoenix may not be for everybody. You see in the groups, it's very mixed feelings between, wow, this is the greatest upgrade that they've put in, versus this product is horrible, I don't recommend anybody using it, just stick with the stock one, do all this, that, and the other. Both sides are valid. It all depends on the combinations and the time that they've put into it, as well as what their setup is. Mine is meant more for CQB type things with potential long engagements. Another MTW is the MR. It's going to be forever long range engagements. It has no reason to be for the short game or anything like that. And I've got two more that are kind of in between. No worries. It all depends on, the smaller factors that are going within the build itself. Okay? I want to thank y'all guys for, watching this all the way to the very end. I've got a lot of other projects that I'm trying to get going back up and running again, especially the Area 12, because work has had a huge impact because I do a lot of work from home support. So everybody is constantly calling me. Everybody's trying to make sure that they're able to do what they had to do. So it sucked that I had to sit here and take time away in order to take care of that, but I'm trying to get back into it. I'm getting my time back away from work and back to myself. I've been working hard, I've been eating right, I've been losing weight and things like that, and people who are local to me will see that. I've put a lot more time into reffing, trying to get new players coming out to play, as well as helping others and getting their builds back up. So I'm doing everything I can to get back on track and do a lot more projects that are coming up. So in the meantime, I do appreciate y'all's patience I do appreciate y'all checking up on me and seeing how things are. You know, just regular checking up. Because at this point in time, a lot of people just need to make sure and just be like, hey, are you doing all right? You doing good? You know, just checking up on you. So with that, if y'all could like, comment, subscribe, I really greatly appreciate it. You know, seeing people comment on my stuff, you know, motivates me to keep on going. You know, there are people out there that do watch what I do, and I really appreciate that. So hopefully I'll get more videos up and going and not just sit here and be in the dark for, you know, God knows how long. So y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all in the next video.